Previously, we talked about how effective a throwing knife would be in a sword fight.
And honestly, it was super effective.
And that got us thinking, are there other thrown objects that would be useful in a sword fight?
Like a chakram.
Clark, that's a frisbee.
Yeah, but we don't have a chakram.
Okay, well, I would rather be hit with that than a sharp chakram. So for this experiment, we're gonna have this be a stand-in.
A chakram is basically a sharpened disc that you can throw. The actual historical designs had a pretty complex shape that would give it lift like a frisbee does, only it was a sharpened steel disc.
So we are gonna see if it's useful in a fight.
All right, let's try some silliness. Double, but also I blocked that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Are you good?
Yeah, oh. That was your best throw. I'd be dead. I did get hit. Yeah.
So this experiment was a little bit trickier.
I felt like the knives were a little bit more effective. We had similar amount of successful hits, but the knife is a thrust. It's going in, it's going deep, and I was able to feint and do some other stuff that I didn't feel was coming back at me from you.
Feinting with a throwing knife was a lot easier because a feint here is more of a cross body motion, and I can access a lot of weird angles that would be harder to parry, but as an actual feint, it's not as fast as you could with the knife.
I also felt like it was better for me to close because with this, it has to have that momentum of throwing. If I'm closer to you, it's less effective, but the knife is still pretty effective up close. So I felt like a tactic of like stuffing you was better than waiting out at distance.
Yeah, because here you have to have an amount of rotation with the arm, if not the arm and hips. So this could probably generate more power, but requires a lot more movement to do that.
And because of the nature of how it hits, it's not gonna penetrate as deeply as a knife was. Now you still got a couple of really good hits. That hit in my throat, that was rough.
I was concerned.
Yeah,
I think this has a lot of tricky things I can do with it if I practice more.
So with that said, do you guys wanna see us use some silly throwing stuff in combat?